So these are original seats from Carrow Road.
Right, we've got a very special video today. I'm here with
Gaz,
yes, and we're gonna look
at my man cave.
Come on, let's go and take a look.
Come on in.
Look at this. Oh my days. So, if you are an Ipswich fan, this might be a chance to go, because this won't be appealing to you. Look at that. Where are we going to start?
Let's start
with Norwich.
We'll start with Norwich, of course. My team of many years, been through the highs and obviously the lows. My dad drilled it into me. I'm drilling it into my son to be a Canary. Obviously, he wants to be a Man City fan, like all his mates at school.
Let's just take a look at some of these shirts. So it looks like you've definitely got a 90s theme in the man cave. Obviously, we give the people a cheeky glimpse. We've got some Euro 96 stuff on the go. We'll get on to Corinthians in a moment. For those a little bit older than me, Bendy Bully over there. Loads of wrestling stuff. Again, we found that a lot of football fans are also wrestling fans, or were as a kid. But we'll look at that in a moment. This, again, we'll save to the end of the Norwich tour. But let's start with these shirts, guys. What we got here?
So, obviously, this is my collection, and it goes from present day all the way back to, I think the earliest one I have is this one, which is the late 80s, very early 90s A6 kit, which is up there in my favourite. It's not quite my favourite, but it's up there. My favourite, in fact, is a blue one, which
that is beautiful.
Is this one? It's not in the best condition anymore.
Is that from the first Premier League season, or is that
from the second Premier League season?
Second Premier League season.
When we went into Europe.
Oh, we'll get on to that famous game in a moment.
Yeah, but this is our third kit, which was only actually used once. But what I just...
Oh, you've got UEFA on the actual badge as well. So
yeah, I just think it's an absolute blinder.
It's a banger, isn't it?
Yeah. Some signed ones in here as well from from the same Europe season.
So is that the away? So that was the third, is that right?
That was the third.
And this is
that was the away.
Yeah.
And the home one is in a frame.
Can you point out any of those signatures? Who have we got signed?
Jeremy Goss.
Nice.
Manager Mike Walker.
Yes.
The legendary Brian Gunn, goalkeeper.
What were your thoughts on Mike Walker leaving when he did? Because it didn't really go to plan, did it?
It didn't go to plan. Everton, I believe, he went to.
Yeah.
And then he made a return.
That's right.
Yeah, we all know.
Someone's been watching the Premiership years, like me.
It's like dating an ex. It doesn't work.
It doesn't. You can't go back to the second time.
So
can we just confirm as well, for those that watch this channel, obviously I do a lot of DH Gate videos. These are all genuine shirts.
Are all my shirts growing up as a kid.
So no fakes here, guys. Only the genuine article.
The only fakes are the remakes of the ones that I can't afford.
Yeah. Now, to put that in perspective, a shirt like that in the quality of that, you're looking a lot of money, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I've got one of that. This one is the oldest one I've got.
Oh wow!
Which I think is from.
So would that have been your childhood shirt?
This was actually given to me.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But that is, I believe, it's about.
Guessing it doesn't fit you anymore, no?
I got my leg in it. It's about, but so that's the oldest one I've got.
Yeah.
But I mean, also in here is T-shirts as well, including one of my favourites.
Oh wow, nice.
On loan to Division 1, and then on the back, limited edition for one season only.
That pretty much sums Norwich up over the last,
Indeed
25 years?
Indeed it does.
Yeah. Ironically, we are off today, aren't we, to watch Norwich City.
Norwich against West Brom,
who ironically are also the Boing Boing Baggies.
The Boing Boing Baggies.
So
I won't bore you too much more. Where was the one I found earlier? This one
Nice.
Was a Premiership one, signed by Norwich's number 9, Grant Holt.
Lovely.
But yeah, they're all my prized possessions on one rail.
Brilliant. I mean, and we've only just touched the surface as well of Norwich stuff. I'll tell you what, let's come back to the Norwich stuff. As much as I love looking at it, just to change things up a little bit, let's head over here now, mate. And this is obviously something close to my heart, because this would have been the first major tournament I saw England play in after we didn't make USA 94.
No.
What have we got here?
So, yeah, in the mid 90s, the old Corinthian figures were the rage. I started collecting them and just keeping them loose as a kid, and then growing up into a middle-aged man, I decided to start getting the collection back up and going again. And yeah, I mean, you know, like you say, Euro 96 was... Italian 90 was the first football moment I remember. Euro 96 was the one that meant the most to me. You know, I was a couple of years off from leaving school, so I had no problems, no worries, no money issues, so we were just having fun. The music was great.
Yeah.
Around that time. You know, I had a great set of lads, great set of mates. We all loved football. We all watched the games together, and we were actually out in Spain for the quarter final, the Stuart Pearce moment.
No way.
Yeah, so that was.
Speaking of Stuart Pearce, mate. Speaking of Stuart Pearce, who did you recently meet?
We met Psycho recently, and I must say, my original England shirt signed by the man himself. But what a top bloke, absolute proper nice bloke, and he had the time for everybody that was there on the meet and greet, and then did a talk afterwards and just spoke about Euro 96, spoke about everything, and yeah, like I said, he had the time for everyone and was just such a nice bloke.
In terms of the Euro 96 squad, would you probably say Pearce is your favourite from that team, or no? Shearer?
No.
Sheringham?
No.
Gaza?
Yes. Yeah,
hence the name,
it's
Gaz. Let's just quickly have a little look at the wrestling stuff, and then we'll get back to football. A wrestling fan's absolute dream here. Gaz, we won't go too much into the wrestling stuff, because obviously this is a football channel, but we found that a lot of football fans, especially nostalgic ones like us, were massive fans of the WWE, then WWF, back in the 90s. What have we got here, mate?
Well, this all started off as a one of my old friends, one of my oldest friends. He also was a big wrestling and retro toy collector. Yeah. And he said to me one day, "Oh, you used to have all them as well." Yeah, we got them out of the loft, and it was like, right, that's it. I've fallen back in love with them.
Was this prior to lockdown, prior to 2020?
This was around lockdown.
So you basically went mad in lockdown, because obviously the Corinthian Collectors Club, when was this founded? 2020 or 2021?
2001.
So you went mad on everything, essentially.
I went mad during lockdown and just started turning into a kid again and started collecting.
And I wonder why the collectibles market is absolutely booming right now because of people like Gaz. So
exactly. So yeah, so I just went, I found all my old figures, some of which are worth quite a bit, some of which are more sentimental.
So which would you say, in terms of money, is your most expensive figure, and also which is your most sentimental? Which one do you like the most personally?
The most valuable one I have is the Undertaker Series 8 one.
So that's a pretty much mint condition blister pack.
Yeah, that's probably.
That's the loose one. That's a little bit different. Yeah, a little bit different.
The later series one, and that's probably valued £300.
Yeah.
For that one figure.
So in Corinthian terms, that's probably equivalent to maybe a Mark Pembridge, or maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the wrestling, I refound my love for all this, and then just started going nuts on everything else. I used to live out in America, so we used to watch wrestling all the time and meet people as well.
Yeah.
And then having this man cave, I thought, why not just show everything off? So autographs, photos, figures.
So what I love about your man cave is you've actually got, you've got basically sections. So here we've got the Mick Foley section, obviously Mr. Socko, you've got a mask, you've got all kinds of, some of these are what, from the Jack's, was it Jack's series?
Yeah, so a couple at the back and then
you've got yourself over there with Mick. And then similarly, you've got a Kurt Angle section over here, lots of stuff.
And then when this appeared on Facebook Marketplace,
because this is the shape of
a coffin.
Of a coffin. That's very British, coffin. Yes, a casket in America.
A casket.
Yeah.
So someone that was that morbid that once bought that, I don't know what they done with it, and then I saw it and thought that is going to be perfect.
You sure you weren't outside in the garden making that yourself, Gaz? I think so. It's the Gary Neville podcast. It's called Stick to Football. That is the Gary Neville one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I know Gary Lineker's got one as well. A lot of Garys today. So what do we have here, Gary?
So these are original seats from Carrow Road. They knocked the south stand down. I can't remember exactly what year it was. We reopened it in 2004, I think. But when they knocked the stand down, they sold off all the old seats that were in the stand, and these two seats here are the actual two seats that me and my mum, who used to take me as a kid, these are our actual two seats that we used to sit on.
So which one was yours and which one was your mum's? Or did you just chop and change?
Just chopped and changed. But these are the actual seats that we used to sit on in the 90s to watch some good Premier League football.
Yeah, so you essentially would have been sat on those seats whilst Norwich were leading the way in the inaugural
we were top in the
Premier League
first
season.
ever Premier League, yeah.
And then you were robbed. Well, I say you were robbed by United. You basically threw it away, didn't you?
We threw it away. Villa obviously crept in, and then Man United.
I mean, by Christmas, weren't Norwich like 10 points ahead or something?
We were serious contenders.
Yeah.
And we should have done it.
I mean, Villa threw it away at the end as well. United essentially were gifted that first Premier League title. And let's be honest, had Norwich won the league or Villa won the league, I think the destiny of both clubs would have been a lot different. And maybe the destiny of United might have been different as well.
Yeah, we could have ended up having Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, they are original, and they cost £10 each.
So I'll give you 20 quid for them.
Someone's offered me 1,500 for the pair.
No way, for the pair.
But that is...
It's more sentimental if they are your seats. Yeah, money can't buy that.
That is my... Yeah.
So would you say, in terms of sentimental value, out of everything in Man Cave Mania, those seats would probably be the most sentimental, or is there...
That is...
Yeah,
the most
that's the centerpiece of the Man Cave.
Yeah.
Now, unless you've been living under a rock, we've got a canary there, which obviously represents Norwich beautifully. You've got the Carrow Road sign. Was that one of those? I think I've got one of those signs in mine, but it has nothing to do with football. It says something to do with chow chows. I think my missus got it. But so what else have we got here? So this
was the in 2015 when we played Middlesbrough in the playoff final. And that was my shirt that I owned, and just got it signed by the two goal scorers, Cameron Jerome and Nathan Redmond.
Perfect.
Just to stick that in a frame, because that was, what a game, what a time again to be a Norwich fan.
So what I love about your Man Cave, as opposed to like other ones I've looked at, is you've not only got this kind of nostalgia on the go, retro collectibles, but you've kind of personalised it and almost created memories, by framing stuff like this and adding the signing of the pictures. This isn't just a Norwich shirt from back in the day. It's actually personal to you and unique to you. So that's what I love about your setup, Gaz.
As is this one here, which was the...
Oh wow, so that's my favourite Norwich shirt of all time right there.
That's the egg and crest kit.
Is that the 92-93?
That's the 92-93 shirt.
And then was it 93-94 as well?
And then 93-94, which is when we were in Europe.
So Chris Sutton wore that one, is that right?
Yeah, that's signed by Jeremy Goss.
Yeah.
Where I met him again. Absolutely.
Who again, you've got beautifully over there as well. So this is...
They're worn, match-worn, signed gloves from John Ruddy back in 2013.
And you said you hand painted this as well?
I hand painted.
So the beauty of Gaz's man cave is a lot of it's on wheels. You can move it around. So what do we have over here, Gaz? This is more England stuff.
Yeah, Jack Charlton signed picture. This right here is my son's first ever England kit from 2018, which I thought it just meant so much to me.
Yeah.
I can't not have that on display with a complete sticker album and Mr. Southgate's autograph. The great midfield maestro, Mr. Gascoigne himself. When he came, that's Gazza at me. Gaz and
Gazza.
And Jeff Hurst signed shirt. And then at the bottom, controversially, the best ever centre back that England's had, JT, with the worst autograph ever.
Controversially from, you know, a personality point of view, but not in terms of a centre-back point of view. I mean, yeah. JT's got to be one of the best centre-backs.
He's up there, obviously.
All time.
I didn't see people like Bobby Moore, but
yeah,
in my opinion, JT is the best.
Yeah. It would be rude of me, mate, not to rock up a couple of gifts. These aren't in the best of quality, but we've got a badge from Euro 96 and a wall chart, which you might already have, but I just thought it'd be...
oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's not the best of qualities, but it's an original anyway.
Wow.
Can go with the Euro 96 stuff.
Thank you very much.
All right, mate. Yeah, pop him on there. So I've got one in mine as well, which is equally as battered up, but what do we have here, Gaz?
So this was just a blank VHS. For people that don't know what a VHS is, it's the 90s equivalent of a download. So whilst watching telly, you used to just record stuff, and my mum actually recorded the Switzerland and the Scotland game on there as well. So
it just has a different feel, doesn't it? VHS tapes and physical things you can touch and feel.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're showing our age now, but it's just mad, isn't it? What do we have here, mate?
So this is...
that's it, perfect angle there.
This is a picture slide or a negative from Corinthian themselves. Ollie Speed has passed this on to myself. So this was, like I said, a negative or a photo slide of Corinthian that took this photo to then go to people that were selling, i.e. Woolworths or BTs or anything like that, to show them what they had created.
Right then, so I think it's best now we finish up, Gaz, with your top 3 items of Man Cave Mania. What's your favourite 3 items you've got here in the Man Cave?
Top 3, right, so I work 3, 2, 1. So my
third place, bronze medal
was it was a toss up between meeting Stuart Pearce and Gazza and getting them done, but in fact it was meeting a player from way before then, who eventually got knighted, Sir Stanley Matthews.
Yes,
one of the greatest ever players I never witnessed but learnt about.
Obviously a fan.
In the late 90s, I believe, Norwich were playing Stoke away, and my nan at the time lived that area, and we were doing a school project on heroes, and obviously being a massive football fan, I decided that I was going down the football route and wrote a project on Sir Stanley Matthews. Once that was finished, my dad contacted Stoke and said, is there any chance the next time Norwich play Stoke at Stoke, if we could come up and just meet Stanley Matthews, because he was something to do with the backroom staff or whatever.
They've got a statue, haven't they?
Yes. Yeah. And he accepted that, and we turned up when we were playing, and it was as though he was my granddad. It was absolutely incredible. And we met him, and he said, have you got tickets? And he went, actually, even if you've got tickets, you come with me. We got VIP up in the box. We sat there, and we went in and went into a room with where all the food was, and he just ripped all the cling film off and was like, fill your pockets, you've got a long journey home. And he was such a gent. And he said to me, would you like an England badge? And it was like, and my dad just like punched me and was like, just say yes. And he was ruffling around his pockets and he couldn't find it. He went, I'll tell you what, I'll send it to you. And I thought, yeah, okay. whatever. I've met him, I'm not expecting anything else. And a week later, through the post was a handwritten letter by Sir Stanley Matthews.
So read that out for us.
So April the 20th, 1998. Dear Gary, I hope you like the England badge. Love to your dad, I think that says, or
yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
And then he signed it himself, and there's the England badge that he sent.
So he's a man of his word.
He's a man of his word, and like I said, he treated me and my dad like
it's on the Stoke City header as well. Yeah,
absolute royalty, and he was just such a gent. So that's your prized possession. That's my third place.
Third place, and let's get a close up of the Pro Star as well, which you had in a moment. There we go. So again, as we mentioned earlier on, not only has Gary kind of got throwback nostalgia items like Corinthians Pro Stars, they've all got a meaning. This is such a meaningful possession to have in your man cave, and that's just perfect, isn't it? It just shows what a nice bloke he was.
Yeah, and yeah, you can't say any more.
Can't say any more than that. So if that's number 3, mate, Christ, what do we have in second place? What's
second place is moving away from football and we're going back to the wrestling.
Yeah.
One of the notorious tag teams, the Natural Disasters.
Big John Tenter, is it?
John Tenter, Earthquake.
Yeah.
So in the year 2000, he came and wrestled in Norwich, and I managed to get one of the old school Hasbro figures, and he signed it himself. Obviously, sadly passed away now.
Do you know what's crazy as well in that picture? I think, isn't he in his late 20s or something?
He's in his late 20s. Yeah, which is incredible. But yeah, again, such a nice bloke, and no longer with us. But it's one of them things that money can't buy this. You know, this is not for sale. This is something that means a lot to me. Again, number 1 is back to football, back to Norwich, and it's the seats.
It's got to be the seats.
It's the seats. There's nothing. Money. That's
the money shot.
The money shot. Money cannot buy that. That is. Yeah. I tried explaining to my son the other day that they're going to be his one day. Love the time, love the seats. Even though they are blue, doesn't matter though.
You sure they're not actually from Portman Road, mate?
They're definitely not from Portman Road.
Look a bit Ipswich to me.
They do look a bit Ipswich, but they would never make it.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to set the camera up on the tripod, and we're going to go into a little bit more detail on Corinthians, some of the background story, what led to Corinthians being made. Corinthian figures, they're very close to our hearts.
Yes, yeah.
These are repaints because, again, Norwich City.
Norwich, we missed out. Yeah, we missed out on being a team that had a figure made, or any figures made, which was gutting.
Yeah.
When you see Ipswich had a player made.
So a bit of backstory. So Corinthians started in 1995, didn't they?
Yes.
So if you just give the people a rough kind of background as to how Corinthians started.
Yeah, I mean, like when it first came out, obviously all the Euro 96 figures came out, and then on the back of that was the Premier League season, mainly your Newcastle, Liverpool, Man United. They were the bigger ones that came out, and then all the rest of the teams came out as well in that era. And then as the years went on, it was a bit of a snowball, and it just sort of got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they went down the line of Italian football, French football. They touched a little bit on the Dutch leagues as well.
Japanese figures.
Japanese, yeah. And then sort of just touched little different areas like the Formula 1 figures and the rugby and
cricket
and cricket as well. Yeah.
So this just shows. I'm going to just put Brucey down so I don't drop him. This just shows the detail of Corinthian repaints. When you get a good repaint like that, just look. I mean, it's such fine details.
It's incredible.
It almost looks more like the shirt than the actual shirt, doesn't it? It's crazy.
And the guy that did these, Andrew Flack, who obviously such a nice bloke, and an absolute genius when it comes to repaints. I know there's other repainters out there, but Andrew Flack, the time and the...
You sent me out a Gaza with the blonde hair as well.
Yeah, I mean, his work is...
Obviously, we've mentioned that Corinthian kind of started out in the England stuff. We're going to do some close-ups over the top of this. The England figures that were released initially, I guess they were just met with instant success, or has it kind of become a cult thing over the years?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was definitely... Well, I guess from my eyes, it was hit from instant success.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you bring something out in that era where the whole country was buzzing about something that was going on, and then you throw some figures in as a kid, you just become...
Well, that raises the question: if Euro '96 wasn't the success it was here in England, do you think Corinthians would have had the same success, or do you think it just got them to where they needed to be quicker?
I think it got them where they needed to be quicker. Obviously, they were originally a company which developed some toys that used to get in cereal packets.
Was it like Tetley figures?
Tetley figures and cornflake. Comic relief things that go on your bike wheels and things like that. So that they were already a company, but then just to throw something in that was happening at the time that was such in your face, I assume it catapulted the company.
We should kind of make reference as well to the fact that in the group, the Corinthian Collectors Club, you're fortunate enough to have Ollie
Speed, who forgive me if I get it wrong, but his father is one of the creators of Corinthian.
Right then guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different than what we normally do on the channel, but I want to make sure that you're enjoying these type of videos, and if you are, we're going to do them on a regular basis, kind of look at people's man caves and stuff. Whether they'll be to the standard of Man Cave Mania is another thing. But mate, absolute pleasure today.
Pleasure to meet you.
Before we go, should we just mention the group? Yeah,
we've got the Corinthian Collectors Club on Facebook. One of the admins, Adam Grocott, who has created these jumpers, they're on there as well. This one is the Bobby Moore from the England with the number 6 on the back. So that's on there. There's great stories on there about the originalities of Corinthian all the way through. We got sales, we got raffles, we got everything going on there. And while we're here, you can be the proud owner of not yet seen glow in the dark stickers.
So obviously my man cave is about to get refurbed, so I can put this in my man cave. Thank you very much, mate.
And we all love a shiny.
Oh yes. So, well, look at this next to what I've got on. So goes perfectly.
Corinthian Collectors Club shiny. And the shameless plug again, a Man Cave Mania shiny.
He's got his own sticker. Christ, I need to up my game. Absolute legend. Again, if you've enjoyed this video, let us know what your favourite part of Man Cave Mania was, and also if you're interested in showing off your man cave, drop us a DM on Instagram at Rise Footy Paradise. Today's been a pleasure, but this is only video number 1, mate, because everyone keeps telling my glory hunting ass, this Man United fan, everyone takes the mick, don't they, every time United lose and say, get the Norwich scarf out, and we're going to do just that.
We are going to do just that. We're going to get the scarves out. And
who are Norwich playing today?
We've got West Brom.
I
don't know what's going to happen.
We're going to have a little look around Carrow Road. And how do people of Norfolk say Carrow Road?
We're going to have a look around Carrow.
whatever Gaz said. Let's head over to Carrow Road. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Let's go.